Thank you, everybody, for attending this special meeting with Ryde Town Council held Thursday, the 11th of November 2025, 5:30 p.m. start. Could you turn off all your electronic devices? Just leave them on silent if you want to use them to look at anything. Have we got any apologies for absence?
I've got Councillor Baker.
Any more? Sorry.
No, I haven't received any more, Chair.
Thank you very much. The minutes of the council meeting held on the 16th of October 2025. Do we agree the minutes as a true record?
Agreed.
Thank you very much. We now come to a decision report. Sorry. Oh, yes. Do we have any disclosures of interest in grants of dispensations?
There's been none received by myself.
I'll just state county councillor. Anybody else? Everybody nearly. Thank you. We come to item agenda 4, decision reports 4.1 on the office accommodation. Have we all read this one?
Well, I'll start, but if you don't mind, Mr. Mayor, this follows a motion that's been submitted by Councillor Pierre, supported by Councillor Rose. I think we'd be best at this stage if the hand over to Mark to just introduce it.
Okay, Mark. Mark, could you stand up? Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, I brought forward a motion to explore other opportunities regarding where Blythe Town is actually going to be based. I feel as though this is a little bit too far out of the town and we really should be getting into the centre. If you have a look at the visitors book, what comes in, it's basically members of staff and other people who are not really engaging with the public. So I would like a seconder to help us have a look at this motion, please.
Not.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Would you like any more information on that, or are you happy with that?
I mean, the report basically follows the model that we adopted in 2019 when we first looked at this, but there was a kind of a little bit of a pause put on it because at the time the accommodation that we looked at wasn't favourable because of the cost. And of course there was the county council as the accounting body were doing a lot of work on the regeneration of the town centre. So it was just decided to put on a pause until that progressed really.
Yes.
And this is the good point as Councillor Pierce says to revisit. And I think we'll just work, if you don't mind, on the content of the report. All members are entitled to be on the working group. So what we'll do is we'll start working, identifying some properties and getting people in quickly just to see how well we scope it. We have on the back put in a table of what we think the office needs are. Well, I mean, we can, unless anybody's got any particular thoughts on adding to, changing priorities, omitting things. And that's what anything else, we'll just work on that initially.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Brian, could you stand up as well, please?
I've got to sit down if that's all right with you.
That's fine.
So I've seen the accommodation for museum. Yeah, can you elaborate on that, please? Because it's done as desirable but not essential. It's a following on question. You could just.
Yeah, I mean, that was the
leading question, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the current needs of the council are for the staff to work in conditions that they work in, to have a meeting room, decisions made by the council. It isn't, it's one of those things that isn't a necessity for the town council to operate in. It's obviously a nice thing to have. We could, we have got various artifacts. We have got some open memorabilia in the store. And that's certainly something that we've put down as a desirable. And it depends on the office accommodation.
So it's basically the stuff we have historical value of the town that is owned by the town council. All right, so,
Not all of it is owned by the town council.
okay. Because I personally, I don't know how other people feel about this, Chair. I think your historical value of is something that should be essential because you lose your history, which me and Councillor Elliott have spoken about a certain, he's not listening, a certain subject in the past where certain artifacts allegedly went missing. And I would hate to see if something may have went missing, but I think your historical value of pieces are, it's nothing to do with council, it's separate, but we've spoken about it, the stuff in the past with other stuff.
Excuse me, Councillor Erskine, where's this going? Saying
If you let me
stuff
finish
went
that.
missing.
Yeah.
I'm the chair, please. Where's this going
Please.
when stuff has gone missing?
It's nothing to do with the council, it was in regard to something else that I was trying to say. I mean, we've spoken past, because what I was going to say, historical value of stuff, if you lose that, you lose it forever. So I would like to see that as essential, and that, but please don't lose it basically.
I'm sorry, I'm recording.
Yeah.
And, they can hear what I'm saying,
Yeah, but just asking you.
and the people in the gallery. And you. That's it.
Out of respect for the mayor, I will stand up.
Thank you very much.
Can I just ask if it's, if you've got anywhere in mind for alternative accommodation
There's nothing in mind at the moment.
at the moment?
There'll be a lot of work, so the working group will try and find out a suitable place. We've got to try and find out who's going to be on the working group first.
Sorry, Chair, it's on working groups, all members are entitled to be on it. And, there's no percentages related to political membership of the council. But obviously would need from this meeting tonight, would need the wish of the council to move that from desirable into essential. What we'll have to do is, we'll have to contact the various bodies that own property in the town, come up with properties that would suit the needs of the council. And then when we had some, we'll do what we did the last time. We'll say, right, we've got property A, we've got property B. We'll visit it. We'll have as many people visit as we can. It'll not just be an officer stroke expert architect. It'll be everybody. So everybody's on board. And then we'll move from there. And if we deem that a property or properties are suitable, we'll then get into the depth of getting some indicative costs as to how much it would be to buy, to rent, to do up, and things like that. And then it can be discussed about in detail. And then the working group will agree any recommendations that will put a council for further discussion. It will not be a working group decision, the final thing will be a council.
Councillor Nisbet.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to say we have looked at this in the past because yes, this is not acceptable to the public. And I've always said this as the town clerks know. And I appreciate the fact that we're stuck here until we find somewhere. But I have got a recommendation. It's the old Argos shop on Church Street, which would be ideal for this council. So we've been looking at it from that, and I think it'll be an ideal place as long as it hasn't been taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
It's right in the town centre.
We'll find out the ones and have a look at these
It's
things.
I'll tell you, it's towers.
Thank you. Who was next? I think it was Councillor Johnson.
Just like to say that, Councillor Nisbet has just hit the nail on the head there. Looking for a place, and it was exactly what I was going to ask. Have you?
You must be
Thank you.
listening to this.
Councillor Nicholas. Nicholson, sorry.
regarding the desirable and essential, I do think that the recommendation for the museum, the archive storage and display area should remain on the desirable purely because it would depend when the working group gets together about looking at the square footage of the area, because the more square footage you take on, the higher the council tax will the rate the business rates will go up. So I think we have to get that balance somewhere in those business rates. So I think it needs to slide by the working group.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I kind of agree with Denise as well. I think the museum, although I see why it's good having the town council, but I think it should be totally separate. That would have a dedicated, unique Blythe Maritime Mining Museum or similar, not associated with the council. We can because it takes up space, offers that time. People come and will read our own curator or whatever they're called. I think it should be kept on the desirable, in fact, if not at all, disassociated with the town council, in my opinion, and let it go for a dedicated live town museum, which is long overdue.
Agree on that, thank you. So where are we now? Need a vote on going ahead with all this?
Yeah, I mean, but what, in considering the vote, what we will do as officers, we will, you know, it's not an overnight thing where you're going to get a result about which property is going to be moved into in a month's time. We will, you know, do a lot of work on it. You know, it'll probably be in the new year now where we've identified, we've got some numbers, and things like that. So it'll probably be in the new year, I would imagine, January when we get together as a work.
Right, Councillor, sorry.
I'm going to be singing here. I've got an idea. Let we'll go for the pavilion, the market pavilion. Be better suited for us. Sorry,
Okay, so we'll take a vote on this, I'll put to go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All those in favour of the office accommodation group, got to go ahead with this. Can we have a show of hands, please? Yep. Very much. Okay, we'll move on now to agenda 4.2, and this is for officer meal allowance. It is recommended that the council consider the motion from councillor B. Erskine and seconded by councillor M. Fiat. It's not ward specific. There's no risk management implementations. If agreed, it can be accommodated within existing budgets. No crime prevention. The objective is to provide a scheme for officers to claim an allowance to subsidise a light meal when attending evening meetings where appropriate. Where are we now? Do we need to read that bit? Yeah.
I wrote this report following a motion that was submitted by councillor Erskine, and I think like we did before, I think it's at this point in time that we can handle with councillor Erskine.
Councillor Erskine?
Yeah. So basically, I did look at this motion and there has been some public backlash on this. I'll sort of address the public as well.
Certainly. Could you stand up, please, and do it, please? Please.
I've spoken to town clerk about this, why I didn't want to do it, but I've been forced to.
Thank you.
So I'll speak to town clerk after speaking, if that's all right.
That's fine.
So the motion was just because we've got a lot of them working until 8, maybe 9 o'clock at night. In some aspects that the not having meals with their family, not getting home late and not seeing the family. Now, there's been public backlash on this. I did ask for it to be revoked to basically look further into it and basically more investigation into it. On the back of that, I did email and councillor here wanted to go forward with this motion himself, which no, that's fair. But it was more on the balance of, you know, there is other councils that are close that actually do this. This basically just, you know, with them not having time, well, some of them got children, and it was basically on that. What I did ask if we could basically take out this meeting, relook at it, like I said, but it's, you know, it's been kept in the meeting. But that's really what happened.
Thank you very much. Councillor Campbell.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I agree with that. I mean, I'm not quite sure what they're going to get for £7.50. They wouldn't get fish and chips because they're about 15 quid. So they're not going over the top of what we're going to allow them. £7.50 in my opinion, for what you can get, you'd be looking to get a decent sandwich. You know, they're not going to have a la carte dining. I hope they're not thinking down that line. I'm joking. But I cannot see why not. If they're prepared to give up their time and listen to us for a couple of hours, I think they're entitled to a meal. In fact, I would have meant they probably need the alcohol as well afterwards.
Yeah, it's no alcohol.
I know that.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Councillor Pierce?
I was seconding the motion, I was debating on it first.
We're debating at the moment.
Right, I think it's fair to say I've seconded this motion so we can come to council for debate. I believe in democracy. It's through. I don't have to agree with it being a seconder, but I will bring anything through. What anybody, I will second anything because we're all here to work together. The outcome mightn't be what you want. It's up for debate, and I think that's democratic and that's the way forward. The way I see this motion as it's been wrote in the contents of it, I understand it, but we've got in the town council what's been implemented, working groups, performance management. If the staff has any issues regarding what they're getting, or if they need anything more, they can come through that working group. So this really shouldn't have been brought forward this way. As far as I'm aware, there's been no concerns raised regarding meal allowances out like that. I understand that they do flexi for to accommodate working late and stuff like that, which is fair enough in mind. They'll get new time back. So I can't support this going through. I stand for value for money, giving the taxpayers a good deal, and I don't think this is the right thing to do, bearing in mind what's going on in this town at the moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Is anybody else discuss this one? Okay. It says here that the meetings could go 1 hour past 7 p.m. We know all the meetings that haven't got a deadline could finish any time at night, and what officers they can come in a little bit later in the morning if it does carry on. And there's also a kitchen in the building. I've asked if we could give a meal allowance to our events team and volunteers, but the events team and volunteers, they do get a little bit something anyway when they're at events. So I think, has anybody else got anything to say on this one? Councillor Johnson.
I'd just like to ask, okay, by the way, I'd just like to ask, Martin, have you got the facilities available at the council at this moment in time to provide an allowance if it was requested within your remit, without this having to be a council decision?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And I just see what going on about the meetings being kept over time. Well, it's down to the chair to chair that meeting.
Yeah.
Make sure we're out within time. Let
Thank you very
officers
much.
get home.
Don't like to rush anything. Thank you for that. Okay, can we take a vote on this motion? Are we allowing an officer meal allowance? Put your hand up for yes. Just the one. And all those for no? All those abstaining? Thank you very much. So that, go to agenda 4.3, committee membership.
Right, this is really just for the council to note. It's not, there's no need to vote on it, it's just that some information which should be, you should be aware of. Did you know all the councils and committees and the appointments are made at the AGM through the vote? Who's on what and who's chairing what? We do have a by-election coming up in December, 18th of December. The official notice should be issued by the 13th. Now, the numbers of representatives from each particular party on each committee is based on the number of representatives within the council over the 16 members. And the table in this report just gives you an idea of the various results that could happen and the potential effect on the members that you've got in this committee. And what I propose to do on the day after the election, when we know the result, I will liaise with each individual of the successful candidate's party, ask them to come in, we'll go through the various rules and regulations that councillors need to know, and I'll also be asking the political parties how they want the different committees shaped as a result of the by-election result.
Thanks very much. So that one's just for information on. Has anybody got any questions on the proportionality? No? Okay, on to agenda 5. The date and time of the next meeting. The next meeting of Blyth Town Council will be held in the council chamber, Arms Everton House, on Thursday, 8th of January 2026. Public question time starts at 6 p.m. and council will commence directly afterwards. So now close the meeting.